Welcome back to the Infinite Cashflow Show. I'm going live every day this week with a new entrepreneur to workshop their Infinite Cashflow Bloop. Yep, that's right. I have bloopers. This is live. Their Infinite Cashflow Blueprint live. And if you want a chance to be a guest on the show, the Infinite Cashflow Show, you can also get your Infinite Cashflow Blueprint at infinitecashflowblueprint.com. Today we are joined by my friend, Trey Bearor. So Trey is, he's actually the first person in my programs to earn the Lion Pride Award. That's for individuals who are making $10,000 months and has impacted over 1,000 people. He's actually already qualified for the Lion's Heart Award, which is for people at $50,000 months and have impacted 2,500 people. And actually, Trey, I think that you're already qualified for the Lion's Share Award. That's our top tier award reserved for people who have made 60 videos, impacted over 10,000 people, which you have, and made $1 million in revenue. We just got to get you to that $1 million.
I know.
We're so close.
We're getting there.
We're getting it. Trey, thank you for joining me. I'm really excited because, as you can see in the caption of this video, he's a little bit spicy. No more Pamela Andersons. Like, look at that face. Okay, let me just tell people about the kind of personality we have here.
Let's do it.
One night you changed your Facebook name?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You want to talk about that real quick?
Let's ask about that.
So I had a little too much grape juice, a little too much vino, and I thought it'd be cool, funny to, I want to stand out, build a brand, and I thought how cool it'd be to be called That Effing Guy. And so the next day I woke up and that was the name of my like page, and that's what I stuck with for the last 5 years. And
people call you that now.
Yeah, like, hey, that's that effing guy. I'm like, oh God. Like, yeah. I've got kids now,
Yeah. Well, but that's like that. It's a fun personality. I think one of the first videos I saw of you, I also saw your butt.
Yeah, that was a good intro to my YouTube channel. That's
a strong hook. But also just because of the personality, it was funny instead of offensive.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you, right? I mean, it's a beautiful day. Why not get butt naked and jump off a boat and make a video of it? It makes sense.
So instead of just these talking head videos where you're boring your people, or with Trey, what he's doing is he's working in network marketing and he has come such a long way. I want him to tell his story. But he's not up for the Pamela Andersons, as he calls them. Do you have other fun names or things that you say to them to be like,
Spammy Tammy, Spamly Anderson, a bunch of them, just Becky the Billboard, just a ton of them. You're like, that feeling you get, you're like, yeah.
Becky the Billboard, that's a good one. I remember when I did a Facebook Live in your group, you were like, what's the one thing that you would do if you had to start over? And I was like, or if you were talking to people in network marketing, I was like, I just feel like, and for people watching, Jim Beard likes the Pamela Andersons. For people watching, yes, network marketing can have some preconceived ideas around it. But what Trey is doing is he's being the change that he wants to see, because these people, there are great products and there are great people behind these great products, but it doesn't have to be cold messaging, home parties, and spamming your friends and family. And that's what Trey is doing.
Yeah, 1,000%.
So I would love to hear your story. And then we're also going to workshop your blueprint for your upcoming challenge. So maybe let's start with, where'd you come from? Where are you now?
Okay. So 8 years ago, I came home from work. I was a social worker. I was just completely burnt out. We didn't really make a lot of money as a social worker. But I came home and I saw my wife standing at the front door. I'm like, oh God, something's wrong. And she said, I need you to sign up and help me hit this rank in this network marketing business. Will you do it for me? And I was like, babe, those are scams. Those are pyramid schemes. Only the people at the top make that money. I'll never do that. So probably 20 minutes later, I'm signed up for this network marketing business, right? And so I didn't want to do it, but I kept kind of hearing more about it, and it kept coming up. For example, I'd hear her on our team calls every Monday night in the bedroom of who are these people that you're talking to on the computer? What's going on? It was a team call. I'm like, so this is a legit thing. People are actually making money. So, I jumped on YouTube that night. I went and did some research. I'm like, wow, okay, there really are people making money with this. I could see myself doing this, right? And I've always had that competitive entrepreneurial spirit. And so I decided to give it a go. But the problem was that I was from a really small town. Guys, small. I graduated 27 kids in my graduating class. I didn't have a reputation for building wealth online. Like, who's going to take me serious? So I definitely wasn't credible. I didn't have like the credentials, anything like that. And I needed a way to expand my market because I only had like that many friends. I really did. After they all said no, I'm like, okay, I ran out of more markets, and I really honestly, I hated the make a list, copy and paste, send all these messages to everyone with a heartbeat, and it's a numbers game, go talk to more people. Like, I always thought, man, there's got to be a better, smarter way to do this. But again, I kept hearing like, you've got to be duplicatable. You've got to follow this strategy and do exactly what this is if you want the result that these higher ranking people have. And so I was doing all that stuff. And at the meantime, I needed a way to expand my market. And so I was using video. I was using YouTube. Facebook Live wasn't big then, but I was using YouTube to create this content to get in front of more people. And I didn't get sales or customers right then and like doing that strategy. But over time, I started getting more and more people following and subscribing, and then eventually reaching out to me being like, yo, dude, I like your videos and the stuff that you're putting out there. Where can I get some information on joining your team? And like, when I heard that, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I didn't require any selling. I didn't require me sending messages. I don't know this person, but since they came to me, they were already filled with ambition. They wanted to, start a business online just like I did. And so like, this was an awesome, I guess you could say, prospect, right? And so that's when it all changed the game for me. I'm like, I got to start creating more and more content to get in front of more and more people and have them come to me. And that's, I was like, no more of this messaging, no more like home parties, hotel meetings. I'm done with that. And so my goal is always to like get out more and more content and see what people are looking for and a lot of that stuff. But since like YouTube, Facebook Live came out. And so I started kind of shifting and going on Facebook Live. And I remember hearing this one mentor of mine saying, if you do a live video every day, you'll have people just begging to join your team. And so I made a commitment, and I did a live video every day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And I did that for 3 years straight. So over 1,000 live videos. And it's pretty cool. So like, I had a bunch of people coming to me from that. And it wasn't paying ads. I was doing all organic. I was just doing a live video every day. And we grew a pretty massive team that way.
Yeah. And I want to point out that when Trey's saying that he has people that are coming to him that are like, I'm interested, I'm ambitious, I'm a go-getter, he's qualifying the right people by putting out this content that's showing his authentic personality. And he's also using this push-pull language. And I know from knowing you, Trey, that you get messages from haters, or you get messages from people just, they're like, I don't like you, dude. And you're like, that's fine. I'm not trying that. You're not my customer.
Right.
And that's a good thing, because if you're trying to market to everybody, you're marketing to nobody. And it's not just about the message and the benefits and the pain points and all this stuff, but it's also about who you authentically are.
Yeah.
And Trey's a great example of just being like, hey, I'm no BS. I'm going to attract people that are also the same way. And he can bring that in with his fun personality. Right.
Exactly. I think you like very prolific. Like, if you don't like cuss words and maybe a butt cheek or time slipping in the videos once in time, like, I don't know. I have more fun being me and being an idiot. And I find like people are just, when you open up social media, all you see is like the highlight reels. Like, I like showing people really who I am. And like, those are the people that I prefer working with and mentoring, is those people who aren't stuck up, who don't have a chip on their shoulder, like those are like my people. You know what I mean?
That is so funny. If you don't mind a cuss word and a butt cheek every once in a while, like, that's so real. Someone in the comments actually said, I need to start making intros with a butt intro.
It's all about, that's the secret. It's the butt cheek. That's what it is.
But okay. Sebastian says, dang, that's hardcore. Live on Facebook every day is no easy task. Impressive. Yeah. So let's get into your challenge. Then I can even share my screen and look at the blueprint that you filled out. Thank you for filling that out. And anyone else that wants to be on the Infinite Cashflow Show, go to Infinite Cashflow Blueprint to get your blueprint. That would be so great. Guys, Trey is here speaking from experience. And now what he has learned, he is going to bring to people in the market with his challenge. Trey, tell us about what your challenge is going to be about.
So I wanted to create a challenge to show network marketers how to actually market in a way that they aren't that Becky billboard. They're not being like, 2 spots left, buy this now, all that stuff. Like I get scarcity, I get urgency and all that stuff, but like I want to show people how to create their own brand and have a purpose and have a passion and kind of create like a mission statement for like, this is how I help people. Because it's, if your only goal is like, how can I just sell more product and get people to recruit? Like you're going to get to a point in your business where it's not that fun. And sometimes it doesn't always happen. And you need something more than, I just want to sell a product. Like I like showing up because I feel like I have a purpose to help people who are struggling in this business, who want a different or a new way to build their business. And so the way that I do that is if you were like me, you didn't have a market or you didn't feel like you're credible and all that stuff, then I want to put this challenge together to show you how to create really good content to stand out over everybody else, get people coming to you and saying, hey, I want some information on whatever it is, kind of piquing people's curiosity a little bit. But again, adding value to people where it's like, if they watch this live video, that they will feel like, man, I should get out my card and give this guy some money. That was really good stuff. But no, you're just giving them good content that they love. And when you do that over and over again, the know, like, trust factor that people will want to buy from you. And so that's why I want to show them is how to find and come up with good content and get confident on camera and have a passion, have a purpose and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And you're an example of that. You have tons of screenshots and testimonials and case studies of like even your videos that then people just straight right into your inbox. Hey, I want to join you. Like they don't even have to sit through the webinar, or they sign up for the webinar and go, hey, I just want to sign right up.
Yeah.
So be able to take that and teach people how to do that instead of the way that most people are doing it is such an opportunity switch rather than the cold messaging or the parties or the spamming your friends and family.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you look at all like the top earners, like, I mean, sure, there might be some time like on a story that they're posting a little bit about their products. Like that's different. But for the most part, they've created a brand. They've created an influence, an authority. And that's what I want to show people how to do, because that's what it's all about when you can do it that. And no, you don't need to have this massive success in order to do that, or, all that, like I'm an imposter syndrome, all that stuff. I mean, just like me, guys, I started from a very small town. And so like it worked for me. You know what I mean?
Someone here's already saying, I'm ready to subscribe. What's your channel name? I think they just look up Trey Bearor.
Yeah, just go to YouTube or youtube.com/Trey Bearor. And it's right there. If you don't mind a butt cheek,
then you're in the right place.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I can share my screen, but I also want to know what's like the biggest obstacle right now in creating your challenge, that if you want to focus on that, we can do that first.
So the biggest challenge that I think is people want the result of, well, I'm taking this challenge to get a customer or a business partner. Like I've got to recruit or sell a product. Like I know that that's the end goal, but people don't understand that the marketing is the thing that gets people to buy or want to join. And so I think the biggest hang up is letting people know, like, look, I'm going to teach you how to stand out. I'm going to teach you how to build a brand and create badass videos and really good content. But I think the hang up is going to be is people are going to be like, well, I didn't get a sale. I didn't get someone to join my team, and that's when like, it didn't work for me. And it's like, you gotta be consistent, man. Like I did 1,000 videos. Are you kidding me?
I like that you go into like a Fred Flintstone kind of voice when you're imitating people.
Yeah, I'm a little sick too.
Yeah, that too. So it sounds like you're dealing with a vehicle false belief that like, this just isn't going to work. I've already tried something, or this didn't get me the fast results. And maybe you front load that with the mindset. Like a lot of courses, challenges, if you front load it with mindset and actually, speak to their skepticism and address their concerns, that's what's also going to let them see, hey, this is just part of the process. Trust the process, but also know that this is the result that you get. And although you're saying like, hey, I did 1,000 Facebook Lives, you're saying I did that so that I had to learn this. That doesn't mean that you have to do 1,000 Facebook Lives. It could also be a hang up. Like, oh my gosh, it's going to take me 1,000 times before I can do this. But I think just front loading with, hey, this might not these are the pillars that you need to learn before you get to the sale. And for some people, maybe that has to overcome finding your attractive character. Maybe that means you have to overcome some insecurities or find your messaging and find your voice. And you can use this line I speak about, like Gary Vaynerchuk. He used to do Wine Library TV, and he did like 1,000 episodes of that without anyone watching. But now he has 5 million people following him. You don't always get to see the 10,000 hours that people get put in to become the expert that they are. So you're just saying, I'm giving you the platform to do this, and I'm giving you all the strategies and like the skip the line strategies that I had to do 1,000 Facebook Lives for me to figure out.
Yeah.
You're not going to need that much.
Yep. I like that. Skip the line strategy.
Skip the line strategies.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. I mean, it wasn't just about like, I've got to do 1,000, like you said, it helped me find my voice. It helped me figure out like the framework of doing a good live video. So I'm not like going off on tangents, all that stuff. So yeah, I agree. They won't have to go through all that like I did.
Yeah.
Like that.
And you'll probably be also to find people in your current programs that can give you testimonials that say like, yes, this helped me to get, and it's the same thing with any kind of earnings disclaimer, income claim, whatever, that this has worked for many people. You still got to put in the work to make it happen. This is income claims. We're gonna. Someone wrote Sebastian wrote, did you send paid traffic to your live videos at first to get traction, or how do you get past doing live videos for your mom and dad? LOL.
So in the beginning, my mom and dad would watch. My wife would watch. There'd be like a heckler on there. So I had like 3 views maybe at first, but I was just being consistent. I would make it so it wasn't like company specific. I made it so it was very shareable, where like people who were like, oh my God, this would add value to this person. So they share it into their groups, share it to their teams. And so make it so it's shareable. And a little bit, how do I say, like you make it generic so you're not mentioning like the company or anything like that. But think about like if I were to watch this video and I agree with it, it would like increase my influence, or I would agree with this. What is that called, Marley, when you do that way?
What?
Like I don't want to say like make it generic, but like make it so it's shareable, that people want to share, that you're giving good tips, that they're like, if I share this, I agree with it, and I want my platform to know that this is where I stand as well.
Virtue signaling.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. So that's like also one of my examples that I used was, the ice bucket challenge. Like sometimes people didn't even know about ALS, which was the reason why people were doing this, but they're just like, oh, this is going to make me look like a good person. And because I'm sharing this, I agree with this, I'm a good person.
Yep. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's all I did. And I think when I started my like page, like I did it all on a like page. I didn't even do this on a personal page either. And so I did it on a like page, wasn't paying for traffic at all with ads. But I went from a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 people who liked my page to, I think we're at like 26,000 right now.
Wow.
So it worked. It worked awesome.
Yeah. So, okay. You having testimonials about, so hang on, because one of the things that you also write in the blueprint, which we'll get to in a minute, what's the biggest objection that you hear other than the first one that you told me, the vehicle objection?
I don't know what to post, or like I don't know what to talk about. I'm not confident to go live on video yet, so I don't know what to post. Not the confidence, or imposter syndrome. I'm not qualified to be giving tips. I don't have these amazing credentials or this big following yet.
And with your personality, because you're already, you're juicy, you're spicy, I think that you could have some really powerful messaging where you kind of throw rocks at, well, look at this person, like they're talking about stuff that doesn't even matter. But, or look at what these people, what were you doing before that wasn't already working for you? Here, I'm going to give you, and maybe that's one of the bonuses that you add into into your program is like conversation starters, or some sort of like a conversation calendar of, hey, here's what the things that you can talk about. That could even become part of your membership program, a monthly conversation calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like, you just said something like, yep, that's a good bonus.
There we go. That's a good bonus. I just realized there's a link that's broken, guys. If you're looking for the link, it's infinitecashflowblueprint.com. I'll change it in the caption later. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and let's look at your blueprint together. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's see. Can we see? Oh, that's not right. There we go. Please. This is my first time to the internet. All right, I want to talk about your unique mechanism. Can you see this still, Trey? Okay. List of potential results that you want your audience to accomplish create strategic, badass videos that adds value and grows your influence and authority, have the confidence to go live, become a better marketer, stop looking like a Pamela Anderson. Love it. Your massive success, they have prospects reaching out for more info. They create a brand, a purpose, a passion, and a mission statement rather than being a billboard for their company. They get sales. Frequently asked questions. So this is what I love to get to, because then this creates the content that sells it. So the FAQs, what to talk about for videos, and that it creates the content, also creates the bonus offers. What to talk about for videos, how to stay on track and not ramble. So those two things, maybe that's the conversation starters, the conversation calendar kind of thing. I always like alliteration when I'm creating offers. Cash flow conversation calendar. How to stay on track and not ramble. That could also be where maybe you have an open mic night in your Facebook group to practice.
Okay.
How to have confidence on live. That could be the open mic night. How to get more views and engagement. Proof is in the pudding, and you got to practice that. And also, another thing that I always think about is if someone's like, I'm not getting good engagement, I'm also asking, what are you doing to get engagement? Are you asking questions, or are you asking the same questions that everybody asks?
Right. Yeah, there's absolutely a strategy I use to get more engagement, more views before, during, and after the live video.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me about that.
So like the strategies. So like before, what I'll do is I'll go and comment on people's stuff, because with Facebook, it's like if Facebook sees these guys are being social, they're going to be more apt to push our stuff together, right? On like the news feeds. When it comes to during the live video, it's like, are you saying things like, can you guys relate to this? Does this make sense to you guys? Give me like a 1 in the comment section if that makes sense. If you ask for engagement, you're going to get engagement, right? And then like after the live video, I will also go back in and I will reply to those comments, because if I'm asking people to comment or reply or whatever to engage, then I should be engaging with them as well. And so that's another good thing. And sometimes I'll even, like if I see stuff that I did a year ago, I might, or maybe a month ago, I'll probably make a little post, boost that back up in the news feed, boom, get more engagement, more views, all that cool stuff, more people in my funnel, right?
I want to pull something out there that's so important that Trey said, and that's about saying like, hey, are you guys getting this? That's called a trial close. Russell Brunson talks about this in the Perfect Webinar. It's important to do from stage. It's important to do from anything when you're communicating in like a way that you're performing in front of people. And it's saying, are you guys getting this? Do you guys agree with that? Has anyone felt this way? Is anyone getting an aha moment? Anything that you can do to get them to nod their head or say yes or comment in the chat, that's qualifying them as someone who is interested or, qualified for your offer.
Right.
Then every time you get those trial closes, you can call them micro closes, the more they qualify themselves as a yes, as I resonate with you, the more they're qualifying themselves now as a buyer. Like in a webinar, which would maybe be like an hour, you're looking for like 100 trial closes. So if you're doing like a 5-minute Facebook Live, at least try for like 10.
Yeah.
And do it in a way that it's natural. It's not like you're saying the same thing. Do you guys get this? Yeah, they get it. Like ask questions in different ways that are going to get them to say yes.
Right.
But also ask things that you're asking them to take a specific action or asking for not just a yes or no answer. So sometimes you might, what I've seen Grant Cardone do, which is really interesting, and this is actually persuasion, is he says, if you agree with me, right, hashtag take my money.
I like that.
And so now they're saying to him, take my money. And it's that like subconscious thing that they don't even realize that he's about to pitch them. And he's already gotten them to say, take my money before they even know that he's trying to ask for money.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. So interesting. Smart. Yeah. So guys, trial closes. So Ben says, aha moment. I now understand micro closes. Love it. Yes. All right. Let's keep going. In the next question, let's talk about your audience's false beliefs. Live videos don't work for my business. I'm an imposter, not qualified to give value. Like no time friends or family will laugh at me.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like an external false belief, like time is something like, well, yeah, I don't have time to do it, or is that external, family and friends? Yeah,
because that's outside of them, and it's like, what are they gonna think?
Right.
And if they're strong enough on like their beliefs, they don't care, or they'll be like, yeah, I'll wipe my tears with some dollar bills when my family's making fun of me. And
right.
That even you could yeah, you know what, my family didn't believe in me too, and then look at where we're at. And so it's just overcoming those objections with a story, whether it's a personal experience or another client of yours. Because I'm sure actually I've seen videos of yours, and I think this is a very valid concern for not just MLM or network marketers, really from anybody. What do I do if my spouse doesn't support me?
Right.
I'm sure you have to overcome that one. How do you overcome that one?
For spouse, man, I don't have a good one. All I've ever said is like, well, if your spouse doesn't support you, like you don't need your spouse's support to have success. Like that's the only thing I can think of. Like I don't have a good like overcoming that one. Because to me, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna go do it anyways. So like I don't.
I mean, you have that kind of personality, but
right. So it's tough, but like at the same time, like spousal support doesn't just mean like they're in there running the business with you. It could mean they're watching the kids while I'm on a live video with Marley. It could be, they're doing other things like that's contributing to our business. You know what I mean? Yeah,
absolutely. Interesting. That is a tough one, and I mean, if they don't support your business, are they going to?
I mean, I've had family and friends say like, what are you doing? Because I was gearing up to be a New York State trooper. Like that's a pretty damn good job. Like right now it's probably hell, but great retirements, great benefits, all that stuff, like great pay. And I decided I'm going to go towards network marketing. So when I got that call to say, hey, you're good, you're accepted, you just got to go to our academy, I said no. And I had to tell my dad that. And he was like, what are you doing? Didn't understand. I get it as a father now, but like I could tell that story because now every time I got on the phone call with my dad, it's like, hey, how's business going? Like he always wants to hear about it. It feels so cool. Like, Dad, we are killing it, man. It's so cool. Like it's just a different conversation, but I don't know, that would be the only story I could think of.
And that's a great story. And to go, sometimes and I would maybe go at it from like having empathy from their point of view. You know what? They have your best interest at heart. And they don't know what it's like, or maybe they do know what it's like to take a risk, and they're worried about you, and you going out there and showing them what's possible is going to inspire them in totally different ways. But it's the pioneers are the ones that have arrows in their backs, but they're also the ones that leave a legacy.
Hashtag take my money.
Hashtag, if you agree, in the chat, hashtag take my money.
Exactly.
There we go. And then you can buy your spouse a vacation and yeah. Love it. That's funny. Okay. Next one. Your unique selling proposition. In one or two sentences, state your USP. I teach network marketers how to stand out over everyone else, fighting for attention and getting prospects to chase you down, begging for more information to get started. And you have case studies of that. So I love that. Perfect. Proprietary frameworks. Okay. Video Legends Challenge.
Yeah.
So is this the potential name for your challenge?
Yeah, because, I was going back and forth. Like, I'm a huge fan of YouTube, especially because you can, like, the deal. You preach it. You put out content and it brings you leads perpetually for every day, right? Like, I love YouTube, but it's like, me trying to teach a network marketer how to use YouTube. Like we got to talk about, research. We got to talk about editing. Then we got to talk about optimizing it. Like it's a lot, but being able to like, here, go live. I feel like that's a much easier way to give them that confidence, to find their voice, to do all that stuff. And so when I thought that idea of Video Legends, it was about leaving a legend behind, or, leaving something behind. Right. Plus there's this really cool song that was about legends. And I was like, that sounds awesome. I love it. Yeah. So, but that's where that came from, was the Video Legends Challenge. And I could be able to call people the legends, you're a video legend.
And that's a cool thing, like they put on a t-shirt. But when I'm talking about proprietary mechanisms, I also want to know, like, what are the unique frameworks that you teach? And one of the examples that you can see on the, let me just share my screen and show everybody, is, let me give you the example. For me, I teach video marketing, but it's not like the video marketing challenge. It's the Infinite Video Impact Challenge, but I teach my content cash flow system. So with a name that's proprietary and a unique name, we wanted to pique our audience's interest to go, oh yeah, video marketing. I've heard some things about that. But then you hear the content cash flow system. I've never heard of that before.
Right.
What is that? Christy Code Red, instead of like a weight loss challenge, it's the Code Red 10-pound takedown challenge. When he was also in content machine coaching, he first came at it with like hey, I'll do a mindset challenge. And now after working with him, it was the subconscious reset challenge, teaching his mental end game activation system. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about like, what's the proprietary,
Right.
how do you go from spam to sellout?
These are all good. I really like Christy's too. She kind of killed that one. I don't know what I would call mine.
And it's not that we have to come up with it right now, but like thinking of, I mean, you already have that spicy messaging in what you do. And it doesn't have to be the name of it's not just the name of the challenge. It's also the name of what you teach inside of it. Like Trey, I remember the first time that I told you about the ELSA framework and you were like, oh.
I got giddy.
I could have just said, it's my story selling technique.
Right.
But it's the ELSA framework.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to encourage you to have a name.
Yeah. Huh. Well, that's something I'll definitely have to think about.
Yeah. Because that'll take time. And it's also going to evolve. Like when you start to look for frameworks, then you can start to kind of think in frameworks. And as you continue to develop content, more will come to you. And that's what's also going to help you, I believe, in growing your content and attracting more people is by having those unique names. Because a video legend, that sounds great, but what does that mean to, and how do you teach them how to be a video legend? Like what's the framework underneath it? And if you go through Expert Secrets, Russell Brunson's book, there are frameworks within frameworks within frameworks. Like there's an umbrella of frameworks. It's like how to have an online business. Okay, the perfect webinar formula. Under the perfect webinar formula is like micro closes. Underneath that is like the stack. And so there's these names for things that are just unique, and you can connect the lesson and the story and the epiphany to the person that you learned it from.
Huh. Yeah, that's going to take some thought.
I feel like I've given you an epiphany. This feels good.
You definitely have.
Good. All right. Going back. Okay. Okay. I love, this is my favorite part, is to look at the value ladder. So we have your lead magnets, your podcast, Facebook group, YouTube channel. Okay. Your webinar. Tell me the name of your webinar.
It is How to Recruit Rock Stars in Your Downline Without, that's like the title. Is that what you mean? Like, so how to recruit rock stars in your downline, or on the internet, however, for whatever Facebook ads wants us to say, without chasing your family and friends and without sending prospecting messages, something like that, without hounding your family and friends and sending prospecting messages, something like that.
Good. Yay without boo. Perfect.
Yes.
And then people can go straight from your webinar into the Misfits course, right?
Correct.
If people don't sign up for the Misfits course, what happens?
We put them on a Seinfeld series list, but we also, what we do is we follow Russell's thing where it's like, here, we're sign up for this webinar, and then on the next page, it's like, hey, get your 14-day trial to this software as well. Yes.
Oh, to the software.
Yeah.
Good. And conversion on that is good?
I'll have to look, dude. I don't know, but we're getting, so out of 500 people, I think we're getting 10 people a day signing up for the software or the 14-day trial.
Great. And then
there's definitely churn out and stuff like that, but yeah.
That's interesting. And as they come into the software, are you then also teaching them how to use it and keep like, good.
Yeah, we give them like a crash course, being like, here's how to set stuff up. Because if they watch the webinar, they're like, oh my God, I absolutely need to put that thing together. So if they don't buy the course, which like literally breaks everything down step by step, they'll get the crash course, which I mean, obviously doesn't go through everything, but it gives them a basic understanding of here's how to set this up and stuff like that.
Yeah, cool. That reminds me of when I first joined ClickFunnels. They don't have this anymore, but you joined ClickFunnels and there was like a 5-day challenge to learn how to use ClickFunnels. And at the end of it, when you completed it, you get a t-shirt. And some people, Russell tells the story that people stay in the software just because they want the t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like $20 t-shirt, and they pay $97 a month because they're a part of it now. Like they are part of the movement.
Mm-hmm.
So the webinar brings them into the Misfits course.
Yep.
So let's imagine the customer journey. If they say, also when they sign up for the webinar, it also brings them to the software.
Yeah. So they'll get a 14-day trial. It's like here, step 1, mark this on your calendar. Step 2, get the cheat sheet. Step 3, go sign up for the 14-day trial software right here. And then right now what we're doing, we just tested out the Evergreen webinar. So we're getting that going. But
Nice.
I've been doing 2 years of live webinar every Thursday. And
Wow.
holy cow.
It's exhausting.
It is, dude.
Good. Well, good for you though, because that practice, those reps, that's what makes you a pro.
I know. But I'm itching to stop doing them. Yeah, I am.
But if you have it at a good conversion rate, then I would test automating it.
Yeah.
Okay. So they sign up for the webinar. If they say yes to the Misfits, they join the Misfits program. Mm-hmm. How do they then, I want to see what happens when they say no to, so I'm going to come back to that. If they say yes to the Misfits, how do they find out about the 90-day intensive?
So that's something that I've been thinking about doing because, because like when you go to Misfits, it's about how to brand yourself, how to become a better marketer, how to create all this content and stuff like that, how to use funnels and the email campaigns and stuff like that. But like the next step that I'm finding is some people are like, yeah, but I want to create my own course now. I want to create, a challenge. I want to do all these things. And so like, I remember when I first got started creating a course, it was my first course was a video course. And I remember I made like my first $1,000 when I launched it. I was like, oh my God, like that is so badass. Like this is, I recorded it once and now I can make money for the rest of my life. Like this is insane. And so like that was a huge aha moment for me. And like I started thinking like, wait, not only do I have network marketing, but I have this course creation as well. And so like there are people who are in Misfits who are at that point where they're like, I want to add an additional income stream. I want to teach people things that I've learned, like how to grow a following on Instagram, how to make badass videos. Or we've got one gal who's like, I want to teach people. She wants to teach parents how to handle divorce without spending a bunch of money on lawyers. And so like, it's just crazy. Like there's a lot of people who are out there who are looking for some extra income inside network marketing without having to join another network marketing company. And so like that I think is my next step. And so the reason I want to do 90 days is because I remember I had 90 days to make $7,000 and or else like we were screwed. And so I did this thing, I launched it, and within 90 days, I made like $7,200. So I'm like, I know how to do it. I've got the results, and I've helped other people, a handful of people make that extra money. Like I've coached them through all that stuff and like launched their own course. And so like, that's what I'm thinking is like, that's like the next step after Misfits.
Yeah. I remember we talked about this and it was like, hey, that Misfits course, you've been doing training in there live every week forever for one fee. You crazy? I
know. So we changed that a little bit, but we're not doing like coaching. We're doing like live Q&A.
That's what I reckon. I was like, reserve the training. There's nothing wrong with over delivery and giving them training, but that you want to leave still more training for the next level that it gives people that incentive for, hey, I want more hands-on and more access to Trey, but then they still get a sneak peek with the Q&As.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Going back to the value ladder, when people, when they sign up, if they say no to Misfits, you said they go into a Seinfeld sequence. Do you have, here's what I like to do is if someone says no, I like to also offer an upsell. And then if they say no to that, offer a downsell. So the way that looks is that people could come, like they're pitched to the Misfits. And let's say you have like a 3-day close cart period. You're like, hey, you watch this webinar and the cart closes Friday at midnight, whatever. And they have the close cart emails and the urgency and scarcity and bonuses added and objection handling emails, all of that. Finally, the cart closes at midnight. And the people who sign on, the people who sign on, welcome, amazing, happy to have you. But then I would also still send those people an upsell. Hey, you signed up for Misfits. We're so happy to have you. Just so you know, one of the most common questions that we get from people is, hey, how can I actually work with you more directly? And I do take on some coaching clients. And if that's something you're interested in, click here to apply. And anything that, like, we can apply this payment to your coaching program if that's something that you're interested in. That way you have people that come in at the core offer level, but then can still upsell. And we actually do that on the thank you page too. That we're like, they sign up, their thank you page is like, congratulations, awesome, you're in, go check your email, you get the login information. But by the way, the next question we get is people want to work with us one-on-one. Here's what that would look like. If you're interested, click link below to apply. if you're qualified, if you're a good fit, then we will apply this payment towards that and we'll onboard you into that next program.
Gotcha.
When people, like, let's say they hit the close cart and they don't sign up for the Misfits, what we then do is then upsell them. So even though they didn't take the $497 or the $997, we send an email to everyone who didn't buy and say, hey, you didn't sign up for one of two reasons. Number one, maybe this isn't the right timing for you. You're not financially ready, and that's totally fine. We'd love to bring you into maybe this low, like, here, come into my challenge. That way I can still help you. And a lot of people in our challenge have made thousands of dollars that then they are able to reinvest into this program to then make even more. This would be a great place for you to start. The second reason people don't sign up is because they don't want another course. And I totally understand that. Some people are like, they don't want to invest the time. They'd rather invest the money to get a fast result. And the fastest results that I can get you are if you sign up for my coaching program, and I'm taking this many clients into that because I can only handle this capacity to be able to give you the one-on-one attention you need. Here's the benefits and the stack that comes with that. If you're interested, click the link below and apply. So send a few more days of emails of that closed cart. And then if they don't sign up for that, that's when you have a downsell sequence into the challenge using the similar messaging of, all right, that wasn't the right fit for you either, but we'd love to support you in our video challenge or the next thing, or the software. And included in the software, we will also train you on how to generate leads for your business so that, you know, you have the financial freedom that you want. And if you want to work with us in the future, we can help you to now get to this result.
Hell yeah. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So that should, like, if you implement that, that could easily increase your sales so much just by offering it to more people. Like, if you have people that are coming into the software, and even if there is churn in the software, you still then like downsell them to the video challenge or to Misfits or the next thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Sweet. That's my favorite part.
That's pretty nice. It's an extra cash flow right there.
Yes. And then don't miss the bus. You missed the B in the bus. So the bonus, urgency, scarcity. So the urgency, scarcity, close enrollment on a certain day. A bonus, you could say, like, for the first.
Now, is this for the Misfits or is this for the challenge?
This is for anything. Like, you want to have a bus on every single thing that you do. You want to have a bonus in urgency and scarcity. So you might say, if you sign up before this day, I'm also going to give you this extra course or webinar or like some sort of just more material, more resources, more access, something like that. It's only for the people that sign up before this day.
Yep.
One of our things is a fast action bonus where they actually get a phone call. They get a strategy, like a one-on-one breakthrough strategy intensive. And on that breakthrough strategy intensive, we actually get to know them better. We nurture them more. And because of that more intimate connection, they're also more qualified to upsell to the next level of the value ladder. So that's really beneficial for you to offer that too.
Yeah. Okay.
So you could do a fast action bonus. First 10 people to sign up will also get this resource or this call or something. Urgency, I mean, you saying like it closes in this amount of days. Scarcity, if you want to say something like, I can only accept this many people.
Okay.
So my next thing for you would be going into your email sequences to add in the upsell and the downsell sequences. And with whatever email marketing software you use, you'll have to just have the triggers to send to only the people that haven't bought the course so that you're not just like spamming them over and over again.
Right.
You could also offer a new payment plan thing. So let's say if your course is $997 and it's 3 payments of $397, like you can get it for $997 or 3 payments of $397. A week later, you can come back and say, hey, I know you didn't sign up. And some people need just a different payment plan. They really want to get in because they know that like this isn't a cost, it's an investment because it's going to make you more money. And to help you in these times, like I've now made a payment plan available of 6 payments of $167 so that they're still paying for it, but you're now offering it to them at a different payment plan and you'll get a conversion on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll give that a go for sure. We do offer a payment plan, not 6 months, or 6 payments, but we definitely offer that as well.
Yeah, you could just do that if you wanted to get more people into it, and if it's still a profit margin for you, you could take the people that still haven't signed up like a week later and say, hey, just for 2 days only or 48 hours only.
I like that. Yeah, that's a good one.
Cool. Sebastian says, great session for Trey. Awesome ideas. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone here said, I'm overwhelmed by the 21-day challenge. Do you really do them all live or do you ever pre-record? You totally can. And there's softwares where you can push things live. I like doing them live because then I can see my audience and I can communicate with them and I can like call people out in the chat. But you totally can pre-record. You might want to do it live for a while and because you're still going to tweak it. Like, look at how many webinars Trey has been doing for, what'd you say, 2 years?
2 years.
Tell me about your first webinar compared to like this webinar.
Dude, so our first webinar, I had 3 people watch.
Oh, good.
No one engaged. The webinar I had was decent. I taught way too much. Like awful, and it was just awful. I don't know. It's like it was just bad. I still have the templates, so I just thinking of it was awful. Again, like think about like putting all this time into this damn webinar and even money and only 3 people show up. And that's not a good conversion rate that you're going to have, you know? So like, so in the beginning I didn't have very many, and I remember this one time I was like, one person signed up. I remember texting my wife who was at work. I was like, should I even do this? And she's like, yes, you have to do it. Do what Russell says. And so I did it. Thankfully, that person bought. That one person who watched it bought.
Conversion.
I know, but like, it was so awful. It is so awful in the beginning, but like, it's so true. Like, and I actually I made a Facebook album, so I could take screenshots to show people like the stuff I was going through. It's not public. I have that as private, which is a cool little trick. Like if you want to share your journey, but you don't want to put it out there yet, create an album on Facebook, post it all in there. And then when you're ready, you can, when you have the results, you can go back and be like, oh yeah. But like, I remember I bombed this one webinar and right after I opened up, expertsecrets.com secrets, I got right back at it. And I just every week try to improve and improve. And now like we do pretty well with our webinar now. Like we've got some pretty good conversion rates. We're doing okay, and so it's cool.
Other than your 100% conversion on one person, what's your best conversion rate? Like you can just tell me percentage.
Oh, percentage, dude. I don't. So I'm not the numbers dude. We got a business partner who's like, all about that. But for me, I think our highest was like 19 sales in one night. So like to me, I'm like, oh my God, look how rich. Like it was crazy.
Yeah. That's amazing. So many opportunities here, guys. And like what I love to do is look at the value ladder that Trey has, and then to be like, how are you bringing people into each step? Like have the upsell sequence, the downsell sequence. Here's the messaging to teach that or how to promote that. Like Trey, please implement that and let me know how that goes.
Yeah, dude. I will absolutely do that.
Do you have any other questions that I can answer for you?
So here's one big question. So I know that you teach YouTube, right? Like YouTube's your thing. And this could be for people who, I don't know, do you teach a lot of people who like haven't even uploaded a YouTube video yet, but they're expecting like, okay, I'm going to put this YouTube video up and I'm going to have 1,000 subscribers within my first month. Like we know the game, like YouTube is a long-term game, right? Yeah. And so I guess my thing is like the reason I over deliver, I do like the live video, like I go in there, I do some Q&As and a little bit of coaching and all that stuff because I want people to know like I'm taking care of you. Like you bought this, I want to make sure that you get a result. And so when you get a refund request, does it hit you in the feels? You're being like, dude, like just do the things. Just do the things that are in the course, and I promise you it'll pay off like it did for me. Yeah. But like, again, it's a long-term thing. I mean, we're like for someone who's never created their brand for themselves, they've never done a live video, like, or they've never, started a podcast or whatever. And then we got funnels and email marketing. Like there's a lot in there, but it's a long-term strategy, just like YouTube. So like, how do you not take it personally when you get that refund request? Because like I'm like, oh, like you suck, like I just go into immediate mad mode. So.
Yeah, I had someone recently that they were struggling, and I got on extra calls with them to help them, and then they wanted a refund, and I was like, hey, let's get on a call again. I thought we were getting good progress. What happened? And then some of the things that they were saying were very much like, I started to tell what the real problem was. Right. Like one of the things they said was, at Content Machine Live, you talked about everyone else and you only said my name twice. And I was like,
What?
I mean, I'm sorry, this isn't about you, but I still shared your social proof, but there are lots of other people that I didn't talk about it. I'm not like trying to make a checklist. I'm not obligated to speak about you. And then just some other excuses and money and family and things that I was like, this isn't about the education. This is about insecurities, it's about fears, it's about money, it's about like a scarcity mindset. And so like, as much as I can really try to coach through that, I also have to look at reserving my emotional and mental energy for the people who do need me. And as much as for sure that takes me down and makes me feel bad, and I can try to overcome that and try to give, you can only give so much until you're like, well, now I'm taking away from the people that really need me and really appreciate this. But it totally sucks. And it always will, I think. And that shows that you care.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It is. It's difficult when like one person will literally go through it and be like, dude, this is the best thing ever. And I've got like these results to show them, like screenshot, yes, like upload YouTube video, like all the things. And then you get that one person who's like, it didn't work for me, I want a refund. It's like, I think that's the toughest part about a course creation. A course creator is like dealing with those people who they have those limiting beliefs and they think like, oh, well, I'm not gonna be successful, so it's your course that sucks and it's not giving results, so refund. So that's the hardest part.
One of the things that I speak to when you're talking about YouTube, because like you said, it's a long game, and I just address that right from the front, so they're not expecting I'm gonna join this program and I'm gonna be like so ultra famous on YouTube overnight. I address that from the beginning, but I'm also like, I say that it's a long game and it's amazing because it's a search engine, and the power of that means that you could create a video once and it could still be driving you leads for years, and like compare that to a Facebook Live that dies in 5 minutes. But let's also talk about like, let's compare the people that have millions of followers on social media and they don't know how to monetize it. And what I'm teaching you here is how to monetize even with a small amount of followers or subscribers. And even if you're just starting out, it still might take you some time to like put in the reps and find your voice and find your message and have the good calls to action that actually convert. But here's all the social proof and testimonials of people that it has worked for. Right. So if you don't choose to go this way, that's totally fine. But what is your plan? Like what do you expect to work for you?
Damn.
And are you not working the plan?
Okay.
Yeah. That's my answer. But most of the time Ryan says it instead of me.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about saying, hey wifey, do you mind just taking care of this for me?
Because honestly, it is hard, but there are times where you do have to like roll up your sleeves and address it yourself for sure. But if you do have buffers in your place, like if we get negative messages on social media, or if there's some sort of glitch or something, the best thing that you can do is have a team that can address it for you, and they bring it to you when it's already solved, or they bring it to you when it's like a 6-inch putt, like when all you have to do is just tap it in to solve the problem.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Any other questions that I can support you with?
I don't think so, dude. I got a lot of sticky notes with like notes over here. I'm like, ooh, gold bomb. Gotta write that down. So all I'm gonna do is I want to implement those downsells and those upsells like tonight. I don't want to go to bed.
Good.
Yeah.
The Infinite Cashflow Show makes you stay up all night after you get the stuff to implement. Stay up all night because you're gonna see conversions from it. That's my hope for you.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about that. And then I want to get this challenge going because I know people are gonna be like, this was good. I just gotta get it up there and get it going.
And your spicy personality and cuss words and butt cheeks, that'll be you're gonna attract a really fun audience.
I agree. Cuss words and butt cheeks, that's what it's all about. So
that's like the sub headline underneath.
Yeah, that should be the what was that thing you called it? Damn. The thing you're like, it's the Christie Code Red, the thing.
Proprietary messaging.
Yeah, mine's gonna be the butt cheeks and cuss words.
Yeah, and you could even turn it into like a coffee over cuss words and breakfast over butt cheeks, kind of like your little morning huddle with your people.
Yeah, I like it.
This is what we do. We come up with proprietary names and messaging. It's always a full moon type of night. Andy just wrote in the chat.
Perfect.
Love it. Thank you for joining me tonight, Trey. I love that lots of people have stayed and watched this entire blueprint. If you are interested in having a blueprint call with me and getting on the Infinite Cashflow Show, go to infinitecashflowblueprint.com. And if you sign up before tomorrow, Tuesday at midnight, you'll also get the entire Infinite Cashflow workshop. It's over $4,000 of value for $127. Are you kidding me? Yeah. So join us, and guys, go follow Trey. Where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Facebook. You can go subscribe to my YouTube channel where I put lots of cool videos and I upload every week. So do all the things, subscribe, comment, everything. Boost my algorithm, please. All that cool stuff. Be great.
All the good stuff. Love your faces. Thanks for joining us tonight.